Three, two, one, go. Hey Dalton, thanks for coming on my show. Sorry about the technical difficulties. The I've had two hand-me-down cameras from my dad, two DSLRs that I've been using for a long time, and being the prepared Boy Scout he is, he's got two battery backups for both cameras, both with like a series of batteries for the backups, and he's also got like a double A conversion kit, so he's always got a battery. New camera, I only have one battery so far, and none of the other ones fit. And well, I didn't check the battery before we started. But anyway, thanks for coming on my show. This is pretty much take one. We'll call this practice episode one. We're not calling it the podcast one because we're saving that for who's in the other room. Despite what she thinks, she will be on episode one. So got a couple notes in front of me. Let's go down them. We also got to make this quick. We get one take because we got to get you to the airport in like an hour. So you'll be in Florida in a few hours.
Yep.
So starting off, you're going to Florida State University, right?
Yes, I am.
What can you tell me about that?
Not a fun experience, just working hard, going to school. I'm currently working on getting my degree in business management. So right now I'm going into my sophomore year and just working on getting my prereqs. So actually going back later today, and then tomorrow I start my summer semester where I'll be taking macroeconomics and business calculus.
How did you decide on Florida State?
Really didn't. I was debating between University of South Florida at the time, and I got accepted there. But then, for whatever reason, I don't know, just got that feeling.
Now, you're from Florida originally.
I am.
I didn't already know that.
Oh.
What parts?
Tallahassee, where I'm from. Yeah.
So you've been there the whole time?
Yep.
All right.
Then I was going to leave, go to USF. Life happens, I guess, and then just got the feeling and ended up going to one semester at our community college in Tallahassee and then going to FSU the next semester.
So business management, your first year in college, is it just general studies, or did you actually get some business classes in?
Just general classes for the most part.
That's how it was for me. First, like 2 years, it seemed.
Yeah.
What classes are you taking this summer?
The macroeconomics and business calc.
You already said that. What classes did you finish up?
Finished up this past semester taking microeconomics, Russian.
How was that?
Pretty good. Passed it with an 89. Can't complain.
That's good. You gonna keep that one up?
Debating. Thinking about minoring in Russian, but who knows.
Can you give me a sentence in Russian?
Привет, меня зовут Dalton. Где живешь?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
What'd you say? Your name is Dalton?
My name is Dalton. Where do you live?
Franklin.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
It has its ups and its downs. Franklin is awesome for a person that works in Franklin. Franklin is awesome for a retired person that doesn't want to leave Franklin. And Franklin still has its benefits. I don't mean you can't live here and work anywhere in Hampton Roads. You get a lot of house for the money out here. And some other avenues I do with the house flips and all.
Yeah.
I do a little bit out here, and it's nice just because the competition doesn't come this far out, mainly because it's hard to find workers. But anyway, back to school. So you're saying business management. What's making you lean that direction?
Definitely just decided off the back that I'm going to get a degree in business, just so versatile and you can use it for anything, because I don't really know what I want to do yet, but I know just a business degree you can go into a lot of fields. But I think business management, because you get to take sort of more initiative, get to manage people and be an entrepreneur, ideally, and manage my own business one day.
Do you have any ideas, top 3 ideas of what you think you want to do?
No idea. You know that I'm sort of interested in real estate, shadowing you and looking at what you do. So that's definitely a consideration. But other than that, don't be. Other than that, no idea.
All right. Well, you got plenty of time. I think I changed majors 3 times, and I'm not doing any of it.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to figure out what you think you want to do.
That's
and you can't really go wrong with the business degree, because if you are thinking about starting your own thing at all, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of classes you're getting that I don't have, and I wish I did. But anyway, So what do you like about real estate? Or what made you even say real estate as an option?
Just because, as you know, coming up here a few years ago and then just hanging out with you and Christina, and then just like the vibe of it. I mean, it's just actually
Like
really interesting.
working for free and getting home till midnight
Oh yeah, yeah.
on
That's
houses?
gotta love
Not with
that.
people, on houses.
Working 24/7, but I don't know. Just I think it's really cool what you do, and then as much work as you put into and the people you interact with and how hard you work. I mean,
You get to meet a lot of people, and some days I question myself if am I doing what I was called to do or like what I'm supposed to be doing, and I I can't imagine even on my worst days trading it to go work for somebody else.
yeah,
It's not it's not me being negative or talking down to people that do punch a time clock because it takes everyone as a community to make
yeah,
society work. Everyone has their calling, everyone has their niche. Some people need to stay at home, take care of kids or mom or whatever else, but I really like what I do, and while I think I make my own hours, I do not. But yeah, I wouldn't. So far in all my ventures, I wouldn't trade anything for what I'm doing, and I feel like looking back, I think I've talked to you about this before. Looking back, I feel like each job, each career, if you want to call it that, 5 years here, 5 years there,
hmm
however many years doing this, it all just kind of was like this big open funnel. And in recent years, it's just been starting to get narrower and narrower and really click for me. Starting
yeah,
off in 2019, I really feel like stuff, I call it my enlightenment on many different levels. But I feel like stuff's really coming together and a lot of stuff's clicking. And when it clicks, stuff's smooth and makes sense. I mean, there's still ups and downs every day.
yeah.
There's still situations that drive me absolutely insane, and you hear about them um, hanging around with me all day. But uh, yeah, and some people get up every day to make money. Some people say they get up every day to help people. I can't say it's just one any of those things. You know how much work I do that doesn't necessarily involve a paycheck or a
Yeah.
commission. So some of it is helping people. And I mean, I like what I like about real estate. One of my main drives to real estate is there's a lot of different professions that are a backbone of the community, a backbone of the economy of the country. But real estate's just always been like a top tier of one of the many,
Yeah.
and the sky's the limit. When you say you're getting into real estate, you're not necessarily having to be a real estate agent forever. If you want to be, that's fine. I don't mean anything negative by it. But you can be a broker, you can be a real estate agent, you can get into property management, you can leave all that alone and just do your own thing and work on flips. You can work with flippers, you can work with builders, you can become a builder. You could just become a real estate photographer. There's a whole world of
hmm
wholesaling, which could take 2 hours to discuss. But the sky's the limit. And as far as a business and a business that you can grow, uh, real estate doesn't have to be stuck locally. It's you can come up with ideas, franchises, and expand out of your local area as long as you find other brokers to work with you. So I just like the sky's the limit for as big as you want to think.
hmm
If you can dream it, in theory you can do it. Whereas some businesses, just due to their nature, they're stuck to this
Yeah.
town or this area. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, great. I just like figure we get some background noise somewhere. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Anyway, um, what else you want to talk about?
Well, I guess I got a question for you. Why the podcast?
Oh, wow, the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, I actually don't watch or listen to that many podcasts. First off, a podcast is started off with like the word broadcast and iPods mixed, and it was a thing through iTunes that you tuned into through a channel, like you
hmm
just listen,
Yeah.
no visual. And then in recent years, a podcast became what this is. I consider this more like my little show. I'm gonna have a name for it, something broadcast, something session, something. I'll have a name, but I don't have one yet. And the podcast, it's more about YouTube. I watch YouTube for everything. I've always been a real hands-on. If I gotta fix my truck, fix this, fix the
Yeah.
boat, fix whatever, first thing I do is get on YouTube. And it's been like that for years. I guess that's the borderline millennial age bracket in
For
me.
all of us. Yeah.
And so I love YouTube. I don't watch series. I don't watch like I don't necessarily follow people like some people say. I don't have channels that I get home at night and roll through to see what they are. I pretty much use YouTube as a tutorial of how to, and I use it for computer work all the time. I mean, this stuff is all
Same.
YouTube. I mean, I
Yeah.
put like 40 hours into researching how to talk into a mic and record it and mix it with a camera. Um, but I just watch so much on YouTube. I figured, what's on there for real estate, and while I am sure there's people that have all these ideas before me, most of what I came across is choosing my words carefully here. You go to YouTube and you start looking at real estate. Mostly all you get is systems and give me your money, I'll show you how to flip house programs. Um, just salesy, uh, choosing my words,
Yeah.
salesy guys that most people wouldn't trust at all, that are more or less wheeling and dealing, some wholesaling, some flipping, some rentals, and it's just more about bragging about following them in a day of making money in watches and ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I didn't see anything other than there's one show, obviously, Bigger Pockets, who I've recommended to several of my clients. And I used to watch hours of it, and it just gets daunting. I mean, you can dedicate 2 months trying to catch yourself up on that show. So Bigger Pockets, have you heard of that before?
Yeah.
But I watch them, especially for rental stuff and commercial real estate, which I don't do on a daily basis. So Bigger Pockets is a cool resource. It really came about as a YouTube channel. I want a series of short films, short tutorials for buyers, for sellers, for landlords, for flippers. I started RSGTV
Yes.
last week,
Yeah.
which is pretty cheesy so far. But I'm going to start documenting all of our flips. I'm going to try to have it more of a documentary style, just raw and rough, not a lot of editing. But then from the YouTube and the research to the cameras to this and that led to, well, shoot, is there a podcast in Hampton Roads that's like real estate worthy or, about real estate? And I couldn't find anything. I bet they exist. I'm not searching the right terms, the right keys, but I've asked a lot of people, and I just thought it'd be something kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
I guess the 3 reasons I'll probably have in my little logo at some point, but the 3 reasons behind the podcast is, firstly would be pretty much I want to start, because to me a podcast is when you interview other people. Like I'm talking a lot right now just because the nature of practice episode 1.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And episode 1's probably going to be rough with Christina. I might have to talk a lot too. But anyway. Um, I want to bring on local business owners. When I say local, I'll probably start in Suffolk, Portsmouth, because those are some of my, more dominant areas as far as who I know people and
Yeah.
all. But bring on local people. Definitely have a real estate-ish vibe to the show, but I want, I already made a list of like 50 people that don't know it yet that I'd like to interview on my show. Right now, this one's on an old door in Franklin, in my house, but I also have a little studio I'm working on in my office because I figure some people don't want to come out this far. So I'll probably have 2 studios. But I want, number 1, again, circling back, number 1 will be interviewing local business owners. They know who they are, whether they're a wine shop owner, a real estate attorney, restaurant owners, a chance to get on. I don't know how many subscribers I'll have. At least I'll have maybe 10, I think, so
Yeah.
far. But hopefully I'll get out there a little bit, and we'll get some local business owner, restaurants, the brewery. A lot of people I don't know at all, but if I can get enough followers and subscribers, maybe they'll agree to come on and talk. But just, and the idea behind that is to promote their business in our local community and talk about events and things that are happening. I'm not really trying to get real into politics, local level or
Yeah.
large level. I'm not trying to get into social topics. I want the show to be raw and real and fun, but at the same time, I want clean language, and I'm not trying to step on toes in here. I don't want to mention names of any side, of any type. So, number 2 kind of ties with the number 1 reason, which is just entrepreneurs. So, the same people. Hey, what made you want to start your own business? What's owning a business like year 1? What's owning a business like year 5? Is there any difference? Do you have regrets? Do you have things you could tell other people that have the same mindset as you and what they want to do? Lessons learned, things like that. So kind of topic 1 is interviewing locals. Topic 2, entrepreneurs, people that kind of think the same. And then number three, of course, has got to be real estate. It's got to have a real estate show. So my plan is to definitely bring in home inspectors. Talk about like this time of year, typical humidity issues in a crawl space. What can you do? What can you do on the cheap? Um, Not really trying to plug. I'll bring in contractors, but I'm not really trying to plug names of people that aren't on the show. But maybe some tips and tricks of.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. Who are people in the local area that we can pump out there that we trust and work with, and no won't rip people off. So maybe we will plug people. I'm not sure yet, but
Yeah.
crawl space issues are a major ordeal, especially in Hampton Roads, especially coming up into the summer with humidity. So anyway, contractors, plumbers, electricians, whoever wants to come on and talk to me. Um, Real estate attorneys, we can tell stories about do's and don'ts. Had some other ideas. But anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah, just
So
overall be informative
overall,
and
informative about real estate. Not so much about tutorials because there'll be a whole segment on YouTube for that, but more or less just things people see on a daily basis and how they could be prevented, or success stories. Hey, we had a client that had this situation. X company came in and we knocked it out and did this and saved them all this money. Anything they want to talk about,
yeah.
really. And if it gets off real estate, that's fine too. I do watch some Joe Rogan shows. I mean, if people want to go that far, I'll go deep. But we're not using the drugs that he uses to get that deep, so I don't know. What else? That's about it for my podcast. I didn't want to yabber about real estate the whole time today. What kind of hobbies do you have?
Just school right now, trying to get done as fast as I can.
What kind of hobbies did you have before that?
High school, I was on the varsity soccer team. Just hanging out with friends, though. Truly, just being a high schooler and hanging out with friends after school on the weekends, and that was pretty much the most hobbies
Gotcha.
I had. What about you?
Um, right now, I would say my hobbies is work and the other pieces that go with the same line of work. I do, as you know, get to go duck hunting.
Yeah.
I'll let a secret out right now that I do go duck hunting. Out of all my hobbies, motorcycles, flipping bikes, whatever. Sorry, boats, cars. Um, I like shooting sports. I like dirt bikes. I like everything. I stay in the doghouse for my spending habits. But in the last few years, I really don't have any hobbies other than work and duck hunting. Duck hunting it's not about hunting, because I won't get into the animals and the respect and just the fact of killing something. We do eat what we shoot, but duck hunting is unique as opposed to a lot of people's style hunting because it's a social thing. I go with two of my best friends, and you've gone with us plenty of times. Two of my best friends, their dad or dads. You build a bond out there on the water at 3 a.m. freezing to death. You take Coleman grills, and we cook fresh homemade sausage from some local market, and you just can't beat it. Yeah, we're freezing to death. I guess we don't get that cold anymore because we've really figured out how to layer and what to spend money on and what not to spend money on. But the point I'm trying to make is duck hunting takes place at 3 a.m. to 9 or 10 in the morning on a Saturday, and pretty much Saturday, maybe one weekday. And there's no real estate meltdowns, emergency phone calls, typically until at least 9, 10 in the morning. So I can go out duck hunt and keep my phone on vibrate and spend some time with my buddies. So that's my one main hobby. I guess I could say like the house flipping stuff is a hobby, but me, that's like a love hate. The second I'm finishing one, I'm never doing another one. As soon as the money's in the bank, I'm on the MLS making an offer on something. So I think that's a hobby. And now that again, not to mention names, but now that I've got some good friends working with me on that, even though it's a business relationship, it's fun to help. Not help. I don't want to say like help supply them with work, but it's fun to have them working on your projects and be able to talk. I mean, we already talked on a daily basis, but now we talk even more on a daily basis about work stuff too. But building a team, just like in real estate day-to-day activities, I have a team of people I trust, use, and know they're on the spot, and I can always count on them. Same thing in the rehab world, building that team of people, and then having a bond and a closeness. And it's not about always making top dollar. It's about everybody making a little money. So anyway, that's enough about that.
Cool.
Anything else you want to ask me?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
I have no idea how long we went for.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
Well, my guess is it's getting pretty close to the time we need to leave to get you to the airport.
I think you're right.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Of course.
See you later.
See ya.